Hi everyone, it's me, Index Dragon Jade. I'm back, even though no one asked for it. But hey, I got like 40 views on the last video. That's honestly a lot more than I expected. Yay! So that means that I'm going to be making these forever, until the game dies. What have I gotten myself into? Anyway, today we're going to be talking about the rocket launcher that's actually just a bow, the Lenz. And yeah, this video is totally me just trying to show off another ribbon. So the Lenz is pretty interesting. It actually shoots in 3 different phases. The first one is an initial impact, which deals impact damage, and this is when the arrow that you shoot actually hits an enemy and it can pin things to walls and deal collateral damage, like, any other bow, like the Dread or the Cernos or something. The next thing you'll notice is a massive AoE. This thing has guaranteed freeze procs on any enemy caught in it. So that's to just keep them together and get into that explosion, which deals the majority of damage there at the end in the form of blast damage. This thing is a better rocket launcher than the Ogress, the actual fucking rocket launcher. So taking a look at the stats, the first thing you're going to notice is an absolutely massive crit chance. It's tied with the highest crit chance of any weapon in the game, along with the Dread and maybe the Synapse and maybe something else, but look, it has the best crit chance in the game. It just makes it an absolute beast. So crit mods all the way, especially because it has such a tiny stats chance. It does have those guaranteed freeze procs in the AoE, but honestly any of the stats is not something you want to be relying on. So you'll see that it also does cold, impact, and blast damage, but those actually relate to the different phases of it being shot, like I said. The cold damage is dealt in the AoE, the impact damage is dealt when you hit something, directly with the arrow, and the blast damage is done with the actual explosion, hence the, bulk of the damage being this massive 660 blast damage. Obviously, its noise is alarming. I don't even know why I chose to point that out, but yeah, it's alarming. Look at this thing. Of course it's alarming, it looks like a jet engine, and the charge rate is, decently slow. It was actually pretty fast compared to other bows, but since they buffed the charge rate of every other bow to be twice what it used to be, even the Daikyu seems fast compared to this thing. And if you read the description, if you're into that lore stuff, you might actually find out that this weapon has innate ammo mutation for, bow ammo, which is actually just sniper ammo. It's not as good as, ammo mutation mods, or ammo case with carrier, or even the Auger Supplies mod. Is that what it is? The Warframe mod, which gives you ammo mutation. So every ammo box you pick up is just going to give you 1 extra ammo for the Lenz, but it's still really useful because when this thing can only hold 6 ammo maximum, you're definitely going to be needing it. Here I have a non-Riven build that uses 5 former, but I guess would actually only really use 3 or 4. It's just that I had to fit in a Riven build, which I'll show you in a second. And I've got 2 90% elemental mods just for so much lovely corrosive damage, 13,000, well, yeah, just about 13,000 corrosive damage, it's lovely. I've also got vigilante armaments from multi-shot, point strike, vital sense for, your basic crit mods, split chamber incineration for mandatory damage, and heavy caliber just for even more damage. The accuracy really doesn't affect this weapon. You might want to swap out probably vigilante armaments or something like Vital Acceleration if you don't like the slow charge rate, but to me it doesn't really matter because it just really feels like I'm packing a massive punch when it does shoot, and 60% multi-shot is actually a pretty big increase. So testing this thing out on a group of level 100 corrupted heavy gunners, we can see that it's pretty decent. You're just making sure to catch them all in it. It should take about 4 or 5 shots to kill each of them, and that's using the right damage type against them. This one guy. Oh, you're gonna get your death. Oh yeah, did I mention this thing has... Oh. Right, I have invincibility on. So, turning invincibility off, this thing does unfortunately have self-damage. And I'm going up, yep. So it's kind of unusual self-damage, actually. So initially, if you're caught in the blast, you get freeze procs, but that does give you the opportunity to roll out of it. Now we're going to be taking a look at the Riven build. So this is using the Riven Lenz Crustaceo, which gives you plus 170% critical chance and plus 90% electricity damage. because this isn't the best Riven that you could possibly get. Minus 19% damage to Corpus, not terribly noticeable, but still pretty unfortunate. And also Electricity could be replaced with crit damage and be probably a lot more powerful. But having that plus Electricity is still great, because it is 90% more damage, and Electricity is combined into corrosive damage, meaning that I don't need to include Stormbringer in this. I can just use Infect Clip, which gives me an easy replacement to put the Riven into. I guess you could replace Vigilante elements with Stormbringer, but I really don't think that's necessary, since 60% multi-shot is probably a little bit more damage than 90% elemental. Testing this thing up against some level 100 corrupted heavy gunners, we're gonna see a small, tiny little improvement. If, you know, I wouldn't miss the platform. Look at those crits! Look at those crits! It's so good! Yep, he went into orbit. So it's pretty decent, but we can get more crazy with this. So let's kick it up to level 145, and it'd be nice if we could simulate them. And now we're going to find out why I've been using Mirage for this video. Well, because you have Hall of Mirrors, and, you know, Eclipse as well. That's always really nice. So now, you're going to see some pretty silly shit. These are level 145 Corrupted Heavy Gunners, getting 2-shot, 3-shot, in a massive AoE with this thing. It's absolutely mental. This thing is great. I'm not entirely sure why it has such a high Riven disposition, but hey, I'm not complaining. It's one of my favorite weapons. I love this thing, and I love its synergy with Mirage. Thanks for watching, if you're actually watching this second video. I really appreciate it. And thanks for the 40 views on the last video. I know 40 views is like nothing. Like, oh, PewDiePie, what's that? 60 million ass subscribers? Yeah, we'll get there with Warframe content. Warframe has 60 million players, right? 60 million registered losers? That's funny, right? I might talk about the Tenora or faction damage triple dipping next time. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you around. Ah yes, lovely Former, please give me some more. I need more Former. Feed my addiction.